What's good?
TIP is in the building. This is Jamie Foxx exclusive. I'm gonna get right into it. 5 platinum albums, 18 million singles sold. Uh, 3 Grammys,
No
three.
Oscars.
But still, there's still time. 3 Grammys, 3 movies, ATL, American Gangster, and then your own movie that you produced, Taken. And what's crazy about how greatly successful you are, you're like the common man in a sense. In one sense, you just got out of jail. You just went to jail,
Prison.
prison. Well, you laugh about that.
I,
Why you laugh about
Cause it's over.
it? Because it's over.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: I want to get your side of the story, but
Sure.
first of all, I want to know how you felt that moment that you knew that there may be a chance that you could go to jail for 15, 20,
30.
30 years. Was it an oh shit moment?
Yeah. Well, it was, not necessarily a oh shit moment, more like a damn, you done fucked up moment.
Wow. Wow. And I remember the moments because everybody really held their breath. You know a good friend of mine, Charlie Mack, was like, what we gonna do?
Yeah.
And I know you're smiling right now, but I know at that time it had to be some serious decision making.
Yeah,
Can I
absolutely.
can I do this? Can I get your side of the story if you could speak on it? What exactly happened? Because we like.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, or if I may speak freely,
Yeah.
cause
Please.
I'ma always be honest. Um, Man, I just started collecting firearms. I just started collecting guns.
For what?
The revolution.
The
Nah,
revolution.
man. I.
And the reason I'm asking is because I know it makes you feel a little uncomfortable, but I always say this about African Americans.
I ain't uncomfortable. I ain't uncomfortable. I mean, but I just, that's the best way for me to put it. I just began to stockpiling firearms because after I had an attempt made on my life and my homeboy died in my arms, I had to go back to his mom and his daughter and tell him that he wasn't never coming home no more. And those people were still at large, and I was still getting threats.
Right.
And it was just things going on in and around my
So
areas.
so what you're saying is that you just weren't doing this just because you were trying to live up to this image of being a rapper. You were actually doing this because you were afraid.
To live up to the image as a rapper, you just gotta have one gun. You know what I'm
Is that
saying?
right?
You don't got that. I was actually, I was paranoid.
Really? How
I
about
was
not letting
paranoid.
somebody else? How about like saying, you know what, I'm gonna let the homie or the police or someone
Security,
else, the
yeah,
security, or did you
security,
not trust
yeah.
that?
I had security that same night my partner
Wow.
died.
Wow.
And I just felt that I in no way ever again wanted to feel like I was dependent on somebody else to do something for me that I should be doing for myself. Now, given my now, how about this?
Okay.
This
Yeah,
is the
get
problem.
into it. Get into it. Cause
My
you know what we
prior,
said when it happened. We was
my
like,
prior,
what in the shit is TIP doing right now?
yeah, but see, my prior convictions were the only thing that was wrong.
Right.
Had I not been a felon, I would have been doing everything totally
Different.
on. No, I'm saying it would have been legal.
Wow.
That's the
Wow.
only thing. I was a felon. That's the
Right.
only thing that made what I did illegal. And it was very poor judgment. It was a horrible decision. Um, but my my judgment was altered.
Right.
I wasn't thinking clearly at the
Right.
time, as no one is when they feel that their lives are in danger.
Right.
Um,
You did something special though. You said something interesting. You said, "Don't forget about the people that are on the inside." Can you
right.
talk about that? What was going on in the inside that made you say that?
Well, mainly, man, what was going on the inside that still sticks with me to this day that made me make that statement was every day I got mail, stacks of mail this tall. I open the letter and I read the letter. 80% of the people who wrote me said they got people in the system
Wow.
that they ain't even wrote. So you wrote me, but you ain't even wrote your own people.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Big star.
So I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I'm a big star, but I'm still a person at the end of the day. Every day, I got a visit. Right. Excuse me, every week I got to visit.
Right.
People were telling me, other inmates were telling me, man, you know what I'm saying, I hate to see you here, but I'm glad you here with me. Wow. Cause now I'm getting letters and getting calls from people saying they coming to see me. I've been down 8 years. Wow. I ain't had a visit in 3-4 years, and these people say they coming to see me.
So you had no problems in
I mean, nah, not like that. Not no problems. I had problems. I had the obvious problems adjusting. I just left a $5 million home. Now I'm in a 2-foot cot. You know what I'm saying?
How does that feel? And you know I know you as a person, but it's like, how does it feel to have all of these accolades, all this money, all of this, I mean, this huge success, and now you sitting, did it take a strain, was it a strain on your family, your girl, was it?
Definitely. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely a strain on the family. It was definitely a strain on the business. It was definitely a strain on me personally. But through it all, at the end of it, we were all made stronger because of it. We all overcame it, and we have surpassed it.
Right. Now, while you were away, your girl got a reality show.
Yeah.
How you like that? You feel good about that?
I think that it was wonderful for her to make use of that time in a positive way, and to, you know, shed light on parts of her life that was similar to other young ladies' lives, and you know what I'm saying, it made them feel like, well, you know, I ain't the only one going through it.
Wow.
You know, I also got letters from girls who had guys who were down. What I'm saying is, they telling me, man, you know, I'm really inspired by your girl's show. My man been down 5 years, and I know what she going through, and you know, y'all are a great example of young black love and yada yada yada. So you know, of course, it made my time hard to be doing time and have to watch my house on TV. You know
see your crib, man. They ain't cleaned up my bedroom or nothing.
You know, it made my time a little harder, but getting them, I saw the significance, and you know what I'm saying. And I mean, to be honest, I would like to have my woman to myself. I would like certain parts of my life to be kept to myself, to not be out there like that.
Will the show go on?
Yeah, I mean, if she so desires.
Okay, because I read a blog where it says T.I. is stopping it.
Nah, T.I. can't stop no show.
Okay.
T.I. can't stop no show, because if BET coming with enough money, T.I., you know, T.I.
Right. You did something special, though, before you left. You did this thing on MTV that I thought was the most powerful thing in the world. Talk about those kids, man, because at the end of the day.
Road to Redemption.
Yeah, Road to Redemption.
Yeah.
Fabulous show, man.
I mean, you know, when I was on house arrest, when I was still confined to my home, my manager, Brian Scher, and Stella, and Mike, they came to my house, and basically they said they were interested in doing a TV show with me. Now, prior to them coming, I had been off a TV show before. Let's put cameras all in your house and see how you're living on house arrest. Nah, that's just for people who want to be nosy.
Why?
That's not gonna make a difference. That's not really gonna impact people in a positive way. That's just gonna put people in my business.
Right.
So, you know, we collectively came up with this idea, and I said, man, if I could just do a scared straight show, if I could just do a show where I personally hands-on on a case-by-case basis, deal with hand-picked at-risk youth in the worst situations, and show them what their life could be like if they continue on the wrong path, but also find out what they're interested in, what they like to do, and give them a taste of what their life could be like had they turn their lives around and choose the right path. And, you know, just after back and forth ideas, tossing ideas around, we came up with the concept for Road to Redemption.
Yeah, incredible.
And you know, I'm that's probably one of my most proudest moments, you know.
Incredible show. You still keep in touch with my man got shot? What's my little man name?
Peewee, man.
I saw Peewee on a scooter in Miami like 5 in the morning one day with some 6 foot
you can't
girl
Yeah, Peewee.
who looked
Man, you can't tell
girlish.
Peewee he ain't. Well, I don't do that.
No, just kidding. Okay, you know, okay.
You can't tell Peewee he ain't a rock star.
He really is.
You
But
know,
you really did a great thing for him, because when you reached out to him and told him that you got to change, when you tell people that you got to change, and I'm gonna get into everything. We're gonna get into music, we're gonna get into movies, and I just want to get this out for people that really want to know. When you tell people to change, has T.I. changed?
Yeah, T.I. changed tremendously.
Seriously, Tip? I mean,
Absolutely.
Really. You think you'll ever go back to jail?
Nah, not for nothing that ain't a result of the danger.
It won't be danger and violence, it's taxes or something.
Nah. That's easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about if somebody endanger my mama, my old lady, my children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody walking here right now and it's me and him. What choice do I have?
Yeah.
At that point, you know, I don't want to put myself in these positions, and I don't anticipate
we're not
that.
gonna let you put yourself.
I don't anticipate that, but you know, it ain't gonna be on no goof move. It ain't gonna be no more slip ups, no hiccup, no nonsense.